We're ready to get this thing out of the building. We're gonna put it in front of the shop, and we're gonna have our sandblast guy come and take this thing down to the metal. So, we're gonna try to straighten it out, but it turns out LSW 1400s don't make it turn as easy when you're
I can't get it to move.
with the skid steer. You used to be able to just kind of shift this thing back and forth, the skid steer, just by pushing back here in the corners, and now it is not straightening out. He keeps trying. So anyways, see the rubber marks. We'll see if he can get it. We went through and I double welded all the engine mounts, engine brackets, as well as these ones here. These go to the bell housing. Those are all double welded. A lot of welding all around. Fixed a bunch of stuff, odds and ends. But we gotta get this out there. We gotta jack it up. We gotta get these off. And we don't want those sandblasted. And he needs to be able to sandblast behind there. So let's get to work. Now. Keep going. Keep going. All right. Right there, because it's got to turn to come back. So we'll leave it right there. Yeah, there's some weld on that. Okay. Loader's coming in a minute. We're gonna be a little tight on the intake and exhaust. We still got to cut off some of that tube right there. It's not the height that we want it. We're probably gonna cut off another 10 inches to put the intake on. The exhaust, we might be able to trim a little bit too, but we're gonna wait till we get the cab on this thing to know fully how much to cut. But I think we should be able to clear the door. It's gonna be tight. If it isn't, we'll get to that point. We're just gonna take that whole unit off, get it out the door. But for now, I think we're good for the door. We'll see. It's gonna happen. I love that 8.3. Man, that sounds good in that thing. So we're gonna hook the chain around the back side of this thing. We'll show you where. We're just gonna lift the entire back of this up to straighten it out. Whew. That's heavy. That chain's holding it. Got it all the way off the ground. All right, let's see here. Okay, we're clear there. I think I'm gonna have to I gotta take the tip off this thing for right now. Okay, we're clear. Nice having a handrail here. It really wants to twist this way. Definitely got to put some air in that tire. The other ones look good. That one's low. We'll put some air in it. So we're going to put this right on the pad, right in front of the case steer right there. And that's where we're going to leave it. That's probably good right there.
There's no way I can lift this thing up. He doesn't want to lift.
That tire's low too. Originally we were thinking of using the loader to pick the back of this whole unit up and then put the stands under the axles, but he says it's not lifting this thing very much. I mean, I think it probably could. We might try it, but the front definitely not happening. There's more weight up there. All right, we got the back lifted up, so we used that one large jack. Got stands, one railroad tie, a couple blocks. Tires are still on, we're gonna take them off in a second. And then we'll put this jack on here under the drawbar too, just as extra safety when he's sandblasting this thing. So, but between those two stands, all the weight is on that 2-inch plate that I welded in there. So, tractor's not going anywhere there. So now we're gonna do the front. We're gonna put railroad ties down, put those 1-inch slab plates on top, put these stands on, and do dual jacking like we did before with the two 20-ton jacks, and get that up high enough to put a tie in and a tie under those stands. And then we'll set her down, take all the wheels off.
So this one's off the ground, that one's off the ground, but I think we need to go up as high as we can.
That tire, hey, look like it's still off the ground. They're barely off the ground.
Well,
Maybe we need to put something else under there.
they're off.
Do I need to try to get something to jam in there?
Might have to.
Get some wedges. Take those. This. We'll try these. If you guys see my camera, let me know. I was welding this morning too. That's why my face looks like it does. But I stuck my camera somewhere, and it's here somewhere. So I got leg arms right now. Wait 1 second. Let me. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Okay, you should be good. All right, you're free. Okay, you can start to turn a little bit. There you go. Yep, keep turning. You're good. We ever mention how much we love a skid steer? Man, they're nice. They are nice. Except for the window wiper that I broke. That's not nice. I gotta fix that. We're pretty blessed to have the weather we're gonna have to do this. It's gonna be like 50-some degrees Fahrenheit the next few days, up to 60 on the weekend. For this time of year, that's pretty warm. And for sandblasting, that's awesome. So yeah, we don't have to do it inside the shop. That would have been messy. There we go. Nice. And while he's got this out here, there's a lot of little bit of work I need to do under here. A lot of little bit. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? A lot of little bit. So, if the wind's calm, I can bring the welder out here and do some more of what I've been doing best at, and a lot of that ticky-tacky weldy stuff. I don't know where my camera is. I can't find it. Is it in here? Did I stick it in here on accident and leave it in there? Do you guys see it? Is it in there? Look in the screen. I don't see it.
All right, I should have been recording this sooner, but Nick's been looking around for his camera and it's driving him bonkers.
Playing Sherlock Holmes.
So
Where's my camera?
I was trying to help him figure it out. And then all of a sudden he's like, well, have you tried the security cameras in the shop?
210.
So he's like being nerdy over here, looking at it. He's like, hey, oh, there it is. Wait, it's stuck right here. So he's sitting right where it was. He's like, okay, I got to watch it where it disappears.
I've searched everywhere. At 210, it was stuck right here. And I was skipping ahead in the video, all of a sudden it just disappeared. And I was like, oh, I took it. So I went back, and sure enough, I grab it and I walk out that door.
So now he's got to go from that camera that's looking here
So yeah, I'm gonna go
to outside.
We're gonna check that camera at 210, and I'm gonna see where I went with that camera. Oh, I'm gonna look for this thing. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at? I'm not at 210. Let's see here. Let's go. 10.
Part of me wants to find it before he finds it, just because I just want to be that. But so yeah, he's like looking at the different times, different cameras. I've helped him search too. I can't find the damn
I
thing.
was there for a second, stepped out, and I went back in. We've looked everywhere. It's like I don't understand how it can disappear like that.
It would have been
Oh, there it was. Do I have it in my hand? I came in over here, but I didn't have it. Go back a little bit.
It would be kind of funny if I like took it and hit it, and then he finds out where I hit it on the camera, but I didn't do that. That would be a really sick joke, but
Yes. I'd be so frustrated.
he would be very frustrated.
Okay.
As you can tell, we're getting a lot
It's
done.
gone. Where?
Thing is, guys, this is a very important task because there's footage on the camera that if we don't find the camera and we don't upload that footage, you guys don't get to see what happened. Yeah.
Okay, so somewhere between 210 and 2... How did my face so dirty again? 210 and 211, I did something with the camera. I went outside, and then I came back in the shop in the other direction, and I don't have it in my hands. Okay, so now I
So
gotta
it's
check
outside then.
Well, I gotta check the other. Let's check the other side of the shop.
We have looked. Oh, birds! Don't poop on it. Stinking birds are pooping on it. So we have like looked everywhere out here. Search the tractor up and down, underneath. Cannot find anything that looks like a camera on the tractor. And then obviously places that we usually stick them, like the side of the building, there's a nice spot there, there's a nice spot there. Nope, it's not there. Nope, worth a try. Try the back. Nope. And that's a nana. It's like, oh, what did he do with that thing? Oh, the shop is such a mess.
I'm pretty sure mystery solved. I was walking over here, and I was walking over here, and I was filming myself, and then I walked over here, and I went clunk to something that was parked right here, and somebody drove it away and parked it somewhere else. Where is the side-by-side at? Where did you put it? Can't believe this. See, I didn't move it. I put it right where I put it. I literally spent like an hour and a half looking for this thing. Looking for that thing. Right there. You gotta be kidding me. He drove it off, stuck to it. Yep. Right where I left it. Yeah, I didn't put anything weird. I didn't put it somewhere weird. I just stuck it down, you know, knowing that it'd be there when I went back.
You want to know what the funny thing is? I didn't know you stuck it to it, but I just got done telling them that. Wouldn't it be funny if I like took it and put it somewhere and he has to go find it?
All right, work can commence. Mystery solved. That was fun. That was good. I usually put it right here. We got a couple spots where we put our cameras. That's one of them. I guess now the thing I just need to do is never put them on a moving vehicle. Well, stuff's happening. He's doing that. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing that. This. Whew, that's loud. That thing is loud. It's so it's glass, very fine glass. So I don't want to be around it too much because you don't want to be breathing that in, like fiberglass kind of glass. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's gonna take a good chunk of the day, but he'll get her all done. It'll be down to metal, and then we got to bring it back right here. So let's see how it goes. Okay, progress report. See the shine? The sparkles, a little bit of the glass. Isn't that awesome? Taking it down, you can actually see maybe the original primer is taking it down too, which is good that these axles had. But it's making all of our welds look a lot better because they're all the same color now. Ignore that. We didn't see that. But the rest of this, that's pretty good. It's taken off the, you can see, this is that kind of blue, I forget what you call it, but the stuff that comes on raw iron. It's that kind of bluish layer that you grind off when you're welding. Well, it's taking that off too, so we're happy about that. Otherwise, yeah, this is nice. While he's out there blasting the tractor, been doing some odds and end welding in here, and we're gonna try to finish up the fan shroud for the radiator. So we'd made another one previously, which is outside, but we ended up doing some different changes to where the radiator is going to be, and that messed everything up, so we had to throw that one out. So we're back to the drawing board, and we went ahead and got a whole new sheet because we wanted to start fresh again. Rolled a 4-inch piece of flat iron because we talked to the guys at CleanFix, and they told us basically what we need to maximize, to make the most efficient flow of air. So this should work great. But we're gonna add a piece of angle iron on the top to strengthen this, and also cover this gap here as well on the bottom, and then we'll cut the center out when the time comes. On here, right? Yes, we'll plasma on the radiator, just right through there. So, no, but we got some welding up to do back here, so that's what I'm gonna do. Some odd and end welding, make sure this all fits. We already have the bolt holes all figured out, and then cut that out, and then we'll just bolt it to the radiator permanently, I guess. Well, no, it's gotta go on after the radiator goes in, that's right. All right, we got the top and bottom angle iron welded on. I think what I'm gonna do now, tip this up, slide over towards where the plasma cutter is. I guess I'm ready. I'll take the plasma cutter and buzz the inside of this out, knock it out, and then we got the new shroud for the radiator. All right, he finished working on the back. Well, I guess the whole bud. That's all done. So we threw 2 tires in the front. We're gonna keep the LSWs off the back of it because that's like 6,000 pounds. So if we keep those 2 tires off, 6,000 pounds less, this loader will have no trouble picking the back of this up. And we're just gonna carefully let it down low to the ground and walk it back and then push it in the building, rather than putting the LSWs on it, only to take them off again. Because if we push this over, put it in the building, we can lift the loader up, put the stands underneath it, and with the board, and we don't have to put the tires on again, take them off again. That'd be nice. That way we don't have to put tires on the front, not the back. Make sense? Let's try it. So this turned out to be a little bit more of a hassle than we'd originally thought. We didn't have the steer cylinders on it, and it started the jackknife, which we should have figured. And we finally got an unjackknife, so I put my brain to use, because you know sometimes it works, and we shoved a 4x4 chunk right there. So that way I alternate back and forth, keep it straight depending on which direction he's turning this thing. So we're trying to get it lined up because we want to back the loader in and get this end going in that way is our goal. And keep these tires that way. So far so good. We're working. That loader definitely likes this thing without the LSWs on it, that's for sure. A lot easier to lift. A lot less weight. See the spindle turning there? Or is that the pinion? I think that's the pinion. Pinion shaft. The only downside with all this is it is muddy because we had a hot flash and all the snow melted and we got tires and tires are carrying all that into there or we're about to paint. That's kind of frustrating, but what do you do? Can't have everything perfect. We need enough to get that other tire off. How are you? Are you good back there? Well, that'll work there. Okay. Bud is on stands. We just don't have the LSWs off the front yet. We'll jack that up and pull those off too. We got enough room to get those things out of here. This is where it's gonna sit for a while until it gets a fresh coat of primer and paint. Definitely have a little bit more touch-ups to do here and there, but overall, that's nice to see it like that. He's just finishing up the hood. He did the cab. It's been awesome. Really nice that we were able to have him do this. You know, just the timing and everything worked out great. So he's just getting done with the hood right there. So awesome. Oh, it's good. Little sketch. No big deal. So we're getting down to the last few things we got to do to this frame before we can get it primed. Got all the primer and paint on the floor there. So check the list off. First up, a bunch of mag drilling. So we're gonna get that Milwaukee mag drill, and I'm gonna drill holes in the frame. Took a big clevis tube for tie downs for when it goes on the trailer to Decatur, Illinois for the Farm Progress Show. So we'll do one on each side on the front. The middle, I might try to mag drill underneath that 1-inch plate that I've got under there, and we can put a clevis in the front. Otherwise, it's possible you can put a chain over the top, but we just don't want to scratch paint, so we'll probably do that. And then we'll drill 2 holes back here, whether it's this area, somewhere on that 1/2-inch frame there too, to put more tie-down points. And then when we're done with that, we gotta go up front here and drill breathers in the hydraulic tanks, and then one more drain in the bottom to drain the oil out. So, make sense? Let's get the drilling. Fit that in there. There we go. Run a chain from there to that side of the trailer, and then from there cross over this side. That's the back of this thing. I was going to put it back here, but there's just a lot going on this side, and I wasn't able to get it high enough to get enough mass there, so it doesn't try to pull through. So I got 1.5 inches of 1/2-inch iron there. That should be plenty, and it's braced on this side and this side, so it's not gonna bend that at all. So, good to go. Next one. Gonna drill one more hole right in this 1-inch plate here, and we'll put a clevis right here, and that way a chain could go through and around to anchor the center of this tractor. And that should be good. That's five points to hook onto. And there's obviously more areas I can, but that won't scratch paint, so let's drill this thing. Look at that thing hanging there like that. Isn't that sweet? Let's roll. Finished drilling the top 2 vents for the hydraulic tanks. You gotta have vents for them. Pressure builds up, heat, oil expands, you gotta have air moving around. So vent there, we'll have tubes that run up alongside of the hood of the radiator, and that'll do for the venting. And now, got her all magged up and attached to the front here. I'm gonna put another drain for the hydraulic tank on this side, right here. We'll fire her up and go. Kind of hard to oil upside down, I was trying, but it makes a mess. So let's just go for it. Last 2 holes to drill with the mag drill, right here and right there, and that's the bottom of that case or CNH Case IH drop box that we got in the back of here. So let's get this thing up. This is an old drill bit, so I don't know if this drill bit's gonna do a very good job, but we'll try it. Oh man, I can just about leave that thing on the ground. I don't know if this thing can get low enough actually to do this. Oh yeah, it should. This is kind of hard to get it set up on here. Okay. Oh boy, can I even turn this on? Switch to turn-ons right there. And that is not gonna work. Okay. We got it working again. All right, we're getting close. So we put some Bondo around on some of the areas that had some imperfections, just kind of leveling areas out. Leg arms are sanding that down right now. Then we're gonna kick the doors open, get the leaf blowers, the air hoses, and we're gonna blast everything out of these doors, get all the dust out of here. When that all settles, then we'll blow the tractor off one more time. And then I think we're gonna mix up some primer and get started on this and get this baby painted. We got some stuff covered that's important in the shop. Got some tarps, got to put over the toolboxes and odds and ends. We paint a lot here, yes. Paint gets on top of everything, but you know what's nice about this job is it's so dirty with dust on everything that the paint doesn't really stick to anything because it just sticks to the dust that's on top of everything, so. But fun, it's gonna be fun to see this thing change. Won't see it like that again. I don't know if it'll ever be like that in its lifetime. We'll see. Also, while you guys weren't looking, then when the camera wasn't rolling, we installed a hook point to put the chain. So when you're pulling that air cart or whatever it is, and I got that safety chain for your road down the road in case your drawbar hitch comes apart. That way the chain keeps the implement from going off the ditch. So welded a nice heavy thick piece of 1-inch steel, multiple passes. And that way, if something happens, originally we were gonna put it here, but it just didn't look very good. Just figured, you know what, let's just put a big clevis, that way we can take it off if we need to. But if you wanna hook the big chain to it, pull the chain through, hook to the implement. Nice little anchor point, so that's what that's about, in case you guys are wondering.